So I got a 2004 Chevy Silverado, and the complaint is when you put gas in this thing and fill it up, by the time you get back into the truck to try to start it up, it won't start. It's like it's flooded or it's really hard to crank and stuff. He says if you hold it to the floor, it will start. After it starts, then the next time you shut it off and thereafter you're fine again until you put gas in it. So let's just look at the codes here and see what we got. Okay, so we'll go over here to display codes. All powertrain codes. Knock sensor, signal too low. Evap system flow during non-purge. Okay, so is the purge valve stuck open? I think we should fix the purge valve stuck open before the knock sensor. Let's go in here and let's see when these codes appeared. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Let's just try this one. Closed loop, so it was warm. $183 on the coolant. Throttle was 18. Oh, look at the fuel trims. -20, -18, but not enough to set the light for that. So, seeing as how that was those negative fuel trims, let's see what this one, real quick. You guys probably seen the glare. Sorry about that. Let's see what the fuel trims were. Still negatives all the way across. Okay, just for curiosity, see if this knock sensor was happening but at the same time. Closed loop, but the same mileage. 107, so it was a little bit cooler that time. I forgot to look at the temperature on the other one. On the second one, I guess. So, you know, the fuel trims ain't as bad, but are they related or not? I don't know. Let's go after the purge valve code first. Okay, just out of curiosity, there is 2 knock sensors, but I'm only getting the one. Let me get off of that. So it's black, crazy. See if I do, if there is activity. It is knocked. So anyway, let's go to this purge control valve here. Okay, so on these, okay, we'll have to do something with that. But I think that's an 8. Is that what that was? But anyway, you take that off and the purge valve is underneath of there. 4853, same difference. Okay, with that cover off, right here is our purge valve. It's got the one screw there, or bolt, and holds it in. There's a rubber O-ring down in there, and now this line here goes back toward the tank. And what I think happens is when you put gas in them, it forces vapors up through here, and if this is open instead of closed, it goes down in and kind of vapors the engine with gas, and because the engine's warm where you just shut it off, I think it makes it hard to start, is my theory on this. So what we're going to do is unplug this wire connector right here, and we're going to take this hose off of here and just see if we have vacuum right there with the engine running. Okay, on this one here, there's that wire tab, just pushes out and it comes off. For now here, you push this side in and then you can pick that up. It catches on here, and this is just a white slide tab. Sometimes they might get a little bit stuck, but you just push that over to the one side and it'll release. Now we'll take our one bolt out. Okay, now this goes down into the intake manifold and should be, if I'm correct, closed. until this gets a wire signal to open it. And I could take the scan tool and open and close this and maybe put a vacuum or try to blow or whatever on this and see if it opens and closes. But let's just start the engine up, see if we got vacuum right here. Okay, now, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not, but right there, see? It has vacuum. And that valve should be closed. No command, should be closed. So we know for sure that purge valve is stuck open. Alright? So, you know, you can do some more tests, but we're gonna go ahead and shut this off and take the purge valve out and change it. Okay, now there's some more diagnostic steps you could go through and stuff, but I've kind of looked at this truck before, so we're just kind of overviewing it. I kind of knew what it was going to be before it cut here. Here I got a GM one, and here's now this O-ring on the bottom. You don't want to mess that up, and I'll usually take just a wee little bit of the brake silicone lube and just enough to wet that. And then this is where our line here is going to go on. So if you look, it's the exact same thing. So we're going to take that bolt out and go ahead and do this. Now, I don't know if I can show you or not, but well, I can't show you because you won't know if I'm lying to you or not. But if you try to pull air through this, it is closed normally. So let's get her changed. Now I just put that on there off the new one, just because I could. Now this is an 8mm too. You just take that bolt out of there, and you can pick this right up out of there. Don't lose that plastic clip on this. Okay, here's something else. We got that purge valve out of there, and the old one you can draw air right through it, where you cannot the new one. What I like to do is I like to look, and they're really close. I like to look up in that line as much as I can, which I don't know if you'll be able to see, and I don't want to break the line. So. But anyway, what I'm looking for is I look for little black carbon deposits or little black gritties or anything like that, because if you get anything like that, and it's going to be up in here, that can make these stick, and that's a sign of a carbon canister going bad. But on this one, I kind of looked pretty close, and I don't really see anything to speak of. So, seeing how it's stuck wide open, we're going to go with the replacement and then see what happens, I guess. Okay, now see what I got on my finger? That's way too much. All we want is just enough to... Here, you're not even watching, are you? All you want is just enough to make that damp. You don't want excess buildup, you don't want it going up in the valve. It just has to be damp. That's all you need. Okay, and then we'll just shove that baby right down in there. You notice I did put the, where are you at again? I did put the rubber thing back on. Okay, now we got just a little bit of lubricant, and we know that hole's clean because we inspected it, remember, to see if there's anything in there. I got that bolt started, and all we want to do is push it. No forcing it, no nothing. Just make sure that O-ring slides down in there nice and easy. Then we can just tighten up that screw. You can look up the torques for that yourself if you need to torque it. I'm just going to go snug. And you want to make sure that this slides down in. You don't want to try to force it down in with the screw. That O-ring's got to slide down in there. Okay, right there I got the new one on, and I didn't put the vacuum line on yet because we're going to start this up and see if there's vacuum, just to show you. Okay, now the last time it would hold that piece of paper right on there. See, it won't even. That's a good thing. So we know that there is a difference in a brand new valve. Normally closed, doesn't have vacuum. The bad valve was stuck open. It was stuck in that piece of paper right down on top of it. So now let's shut it off and go ahead and hook up the lines and the electrical stuff. Okay, so now I put just a wee little bit of that brake lube on there. You can use that or not use it. I'll put this down on there. And we gotta make her snap, so we might have to push it over. Okay, that's snapped on there. Now the wire. Should just fit right in there. It's clipped on. So now that's our purge valve replaced. Gonna put this cover on. Now see, there's two fingers. Well, you can't see. There's two fingers over here. They're not mine either, the ones I'm talking about, but I guess mine are there too. Just stay on the subject. See these? That's a better thing. That is what these go under. So make sure you get them under and then put your bolt in. Okay, can you guys hear that? That's them cicadas starting to come out. You hear them all making that noise. So I guess if you get a P0496 for the purge valve on your Silverado, and when you put fuel in, it's hard to start. I guess the first thing to do would be to, with either the key off or this wire unplugged, see if you got vacuum to go through here. This should be closed.